When you reframe the way that you think about your body, when you start to build this muscle of body confidence, you can feel good in your body right now, no matter what it looks like. Your body does not need to physically change in any way for you to change how you think and how you feel about it. Welcome to the Biking Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Stacy Smith, and I lost 50 pounds riding my bike by focusing on what my body can do. Now, I teach other women how to do the same. I am obsessed with completely flipping the script on weight loss so that we can work out to feel good and feel strong. If you are ready to stop dieting, learn how to appreciate your body, and have fun riding your bike, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hello, my friend. Welcome back to the Biking Wellness Podcast. I am so glad you're here. And if you're new to the Biking Wellness community, hello and welcome. I am so happy that you found us. Now, before we dive into this week's topic, which is all about body confidence and feeling good in our bodies, I want to just mention that I have a completely free lose weight biking quick start guide that you can get just by going to www.sassy.com/guide. That's www.sassy.com/guide, and it will be delivered right to your inbox so you can get started with your biking weight loss today. And it's just going to help you start to build that confidence. It's going to help you start to realize, oh, I can do this. This is something that is completely doable and completely manageable. And it is really supposed to be fun. We're all about fun. We're all about moving our bodies for fun. We're all about building up that confidence, and not in kind of a toxic positivity, Pollyanna sort of way, in a real way that actually helps us feel good. That's what this is all about. I want to talk to you about confidence. I want to talk to you about confidence in your body. I struggled with confidence for years. I would say decades. And it was always this kind of source of almost intense sadness and frustration and helplessness. And I know that you might be feeling that same way. And I am here to tell you that there is another side, that you can learn how to be confident in your body, and that nothing physically about your body, about its makeup, about your appearance needs to change in order to make that happen. Like I said, I've been there. I've looked in the mirror in the morning when I look like I've just gotten up, and I have, and there's bags under my eyes, and I'm just like, who are you? And what did you do with the person that I thought you were? But, even then, as the day goes on and I'm getting dressed and I'm looking in the mirror and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, my clothes are getting tighter, or I don't like the way that this looks, or oh my gosh, when you're trying on new clothes, that can be very nerve-wracking and very frustrating and disappointing, and something that you want to just completely avoid. Quick note on the trying on new clothes. The whole idea with trying on new clothes is that you got to think about it as if those clothes are auditioning themselves for your body. And if they don't look good, it is their problem, not yours. They're not fitting your body properly. That is not your fault. That is the fault of the clothes. That simple shift, actually, in thinking about clothing and trying on new clothes helped me so much. So just a little quick tip in there that might help you too. But here's the thing. What if body confidence and feeling good in your body really doesn't have anything about fixing what it looks like, fixing what you see in the mirror, being this project? What if it's more about noticing what your body is capable of, noticing what your body can do, feeling that appreciation for everything that your body accomplishes for you? That is exactly what biking started for me. And that is why I teach women how to lose weight riding bikes. It's because I loved riding my bike so much. It was the movement that lit me up, that made me feel good. If that's not your thing, that is totally fine. You can find something else, or you have something else. Maybe you love to walk. Maybe you love to run. Maybe you love to lift weights. Maybe you love yoga. Maybe you love Pilates. Maybe you love bar. Whatever it is, you can find that thing that lights you up, that makes you feel good. Oh, maybe you love to dance. I love to dance. I'm pretty terrible at it, but I just love doing it. Finding all of those ways to move and feel confident means that you are so much less focused on what your body looks like. This shift from what my body looks like to what my body can do can completely change the way that you feel about yourself. I have kind of 3 main ideas that I want to just share with you that I think are going to help you so much if you find yourself struggling with body confidence, if you find yourself constantly comparing yourself to other women and feeling like you don't measure up. I think that this is going to help you so much. So the first thing I want to talk about is the movement and how it's not just biking. Like I said, it could be anything for you, but the idea is that whatever it is that you do to move your body makes you more in tune with all of the things that your body is capable of, all of the things that your body allows you to do. All movement counts. Even if you do love to ride bikes and you can't get on your bike right now, maybe you're injured, maybe you can only walk right now, maybe you can't even walk, maybe you can only kind of move your upper body. Whatever it is that you are able to do, that movement is going to make you feel better. It will make you feel good. It will make you feel strong, and your confidence will start to grow because you are so much less focused on the appearance and so much more focused on the actual accomplishment. And again, it doesn't matter what your movement is. It could be walking, it could be dancing, it could be yoga, it could be strength training. It's whatever lights you up. It's not about being confident in your body, is not about what it looks like. It's not about looking perfect. It's about proving to yourself that you can move, that you can grow, that you can show up physically for yourself in your life. And there are so many little ways that you can fit this movement into your day that will actually feel good. I love getting up from my desk and going into the office and making copies. I know that sounds kind of ridiculous, but it gets me up. It gets me moving. Sometimes I'll run in place at the copier, which I'm sure looks ridiculous, but I don't even care because I'm thinking, oh, this is a great opportunity for me to get a little movement in. Or I'll do some like kind of walking laps around the office while the copier is going. Again, just to get my body moving, because I've realized that every single time I do that, it feels so freaking good. And that's what I want you to be kind of thinking about when you're thinking about movement. It doesn't have to be riding a bike. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. It just has to feel good. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is this idea of how when you focus on the movement, what you actually look like in the mirror starts to become less and less important. Now, I'm telling you, I never, ever would have believed this if you had told it to me before I found a way to move my body and appreciate my body. I found a way that felt really good, that helped me feel strong, that helped me realize that those legs that I have been picking apart my entire life for how they look are the thing, the mechanism that actually gets me up a hill. When I start to focus on that, that is when everything started to change. And what those legs looked like started to feel a lot less important. I will never forget the time I looked in the mirror after I'd gotten pretty serious about riding my bike. I was riding frequently, and I was getting stronger and stronger on the bike, and I was wearing leggings. And I looked in the mirror, and my quads, my friends, were freaking huge. They were like jutting out from the side of my leg, like over my knee in a way that I had never seen before. And my first thought was, what is that? Like, I really didn't even know that that's what that was, that it was all muscle sticking out above my knee. And I will be really honest, at first I was like, I don't think I like this. Like, why are these legs look bigger even than they were before? What's going on here? And then I was like, oh, it kind of all clicked. This is happening because I'm riding my bike. And this isn't all about what my body looks like. This physical difference that I am actually seeing isn't necessarily a negative thing. It is the end result of all of the work that I have been doing riding my bike. And how awesome is that? This is awesome. But that was not my first thought, because my first thought was, I think these are too big. I think I need to be small. I have been trying to shrink myself. What's going on here? But when I started to focus on, oh, this is the evidence of the movement that I've been doing, and this is what allows me to move, that's when I started to accept, oh, this is just one of those things. And actually, it's really pretty cool. So you can start to see how both the image of what's going on and your thoughts can be married into this wonderful place of acceptance of, this is just what my body is like. This is just what my body does. And who cares what it looks like, because it feels so good to move our bodies. These legs that are now bigger are what help me get up hills. They help me ride my bike faster. We've been trained to judge how we look instead of how we feel. Instead of how our bodies make us feel. We think, oh, we don't want to bulk up. We want to be more feminine because that's what we've been told. And movement, though, helps us think about our bodies and even how they look in a completely different way. It reminds us that our bodies are strong, that they're powerful, that they're capable and worthy, no matter what the mirror says, no matter what the world says, no matter what anybody says. And that is just so freeing. Which brings me to my next point. And I want you to listen carefully. And if you're multitasking, please come back to me. This one is so important. When you reframe the way that you think about your body, when you start to build this muscle of body confidence, you can feel good in your body right now, no matter what it looks like. Your body does not need to physically change in any way for you to change how you think and how you feel about it. And again, being super honest, it wasn't until I changed the way that I think and feel about my body that I was able to lose 50 pounds riding my bike and keep it off. I had to make those changes first. Let's break this down a little bit, because I know that you don't believe me, and I don't expect you to. I don't expect you to just take what I'm saying as fact, especially if you, like me, have spent years tearing your body apart. Now, here's the thing. When we move our bodies, the confidence actually comes from that action. It stops coming from the way that we look. And over time, we start to realize the way we look really doesn't matter as much as how you can move. Now, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, but I've been moving my body and riding forever and I'm still tearing myself apart, that's because you haven't taken a step back to ask yourself, when you're looking in the mirror, what really is it that my body can do? What really is it that these different parts of my body that I've been tearing apart for who knows how long are able to do for me? So I teach women how to lose weight. I teach women how to lose weight riding bikes, and I teach women who don't ride bikes and never want to ride a bike how to lose weight. But what is the kind of underlying similarity is that many women that I coach, including myself, have met their goal weight in the past, but they still didn't feel good and they gained the weight back. And the reason why they didn't feel good about meeting that goal weight was because they hadn't worked on changing how they think and feel about themselves and their bodies first, or throughout the process, or at any point. So they get to their goal weight and they think, oh my gosh, I'm going to screw this up. I'm going to gain all the weight back. And they kind of live in this state of fear because of all of the restricting that they've been doing. They start thinking, oh my gosh, what if I go back to normal eating and I gain all my weight back? And it gets really, really in your head. There's not this sense of like accomplishment or happiness that lasts long term because we haven't done the work to actually change the way that we're thinking and change the way that we're feeling. We also, even if we are happy at the goal weight, we have a tendency to find something else we think is wrong. Maybe we're unhappy with the distribution of the weight. Maybe now we're thinking, okay, I've met my goal weight, but my belly's still big and my butt's like flat and this, that, the other thing. My arms are still flabby or I have loose skin. If we aren't doing the work on feeling strong, on feeling good, on feeling better about our bodies, then we just find something else to pick on. and we just find something else to beat ourselves up over. And it might not even be body related. We might find something else somewhere in our lives that we're going to decide we are not doing well enough, that we are not doing good enough. Please listen and feel this. Your body and you are just exactly where you need to be right now. Nothing about your body physically needs to change for you to feel good, for you to feel better. And it wasn't until I really realized that and really internalized that I was able to finally get the results that we want. Diet culture has totally screwed us up on this one, my friend. It focuses on restriction in order to get us to a certain number on the scale because it knows we think that that's what we want. And that's all it really cares about. And that's what gets us to give them money. And so they don't think about, what am I really doing to women when I encourage them to focus so much on appearance and focus so much on this number? I just want to sell them what they want. And we think, we're suddenly going to wake up confident, but instead we find something else that's wrong. We find something else to focus on. I want you to just really think about this. And I know it might be hard to get your brain to believe it, but what if we can start shifting our focus? What if when we look in the mirror, we focus on appreciation? What if instead of, my arms are so big, we think about what they can do? We think about shifting those thoughts from they're so big to I have arms. Think about neutralizing the thought. And if you're having a negative thought about your body or some particular part of your body, what can you tell yourself instead about that part of your body that is a little less negative? So something like, I have arms is actually a little less negative than my arms are so big. And that's something that you're going to be able to believe. You're going to be able to be like, yeah, no, you know what? Yep, I've got arms. So you can say, I have arms. My arms maybe don't look the way I want them to right now, but I have them. And this is what my arms do for me. My arms help me lift groceries and bring them into the house. My arms are what allow me to, type on my computer. My arms are allowing me to do my job. My arms allow me to hug my friends, my family, my kids, my grandkids, all of the people who are so important to me. That's what my arms help me to do. And I want you to just take a minute and think about how much better that feels than my arms are so big. They're so gross. I don't know why the skin is so crinkly and crepey and disgusting and why they're flopping down there. I don't understand what's going on. Just notice the difference between that and my arms are what let me hug my family. Just feel that for a second. These small little thoughts and these small little shifts, while they seem so tiny and so insignificant, they are actually huge. They are actually going to really start bringing you down that path of noticing the negative thoughts that you're having about your body. Noticing that if you neutralize them, if you focus on the action, if you focus on what your body can do, what your body's capable of, both as a whole and all of its individual wonderful parts, you're going to start to feel differently about them. Here's the takeaway. Body confidence doesn't come from fixing anything in the mirror. It doesn't come from fixing your reflection. It doesn't come from physically changing your body in any way. It comes from celebrating what your body can do. It comes from looking at the different parts of your body as a whole and appreciating all of it. Every ride, every walk. Every time you dance in your kitchen. Oh my goodness, we have had some crazy post-dinner dance parties in our household. I am sure I look completely ridiculous. I was always so scared to dance around people because I have always felt like I have no rhythm. And that could be true. And in fact, it's probably true. But who cares? Really, truly, who cares? When you kind of have this opportunity to build some trust and pride and confidence in yourself, in your body, and what it can do, that's when you start to see that real lasting change. And this week, I have a little homework for you. Try something really simple. Pick one movement that feels good. It could be riding, biking, that's my favorite, but it could be just taking a walk, walking the dog, dancing in your kitchen, stretching, doing some yoga. Notice how your body feels afterward. Notice how your body responds to that movement. And I want you to think about going ahead and writing that down. either in your notes app or in a journal. Celebrate it. That's what real confidence is in your body. That's where your body confidence starts to grow. When you start to notice the negative thoughts you're having, when you start to neutralize them, when you start to slowly bring them to a positive place that you actually can really fully, truly believe, that's when you're going to really start to have the confidence in your body to get the results that you actually want. Oh, my goodness. If this episode encouraged you, would you please do me a quick favor? If you could share it with a friend who you know could use this reminder that her body is strong and capable. Or if you could DM me on Instagram, I'm at Sassy Cycling. That's SASCY Cycling. I would love to hear how you are choosing to move your body this week. I can't tell you how much I love to hear from my listeners and love to hear what lights you up in terms of movement. I don't care if it's biking. I just want you to move, and I want you to feel strong, and I want you to feel good about it. Let's just celebrate what our body can do. Thank you so much for being here with me, for spending this time with me, and I can't wait until next week. Talk soon. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of the Biking Wellness Podcast. Be sure to head on over to sassy.com/guide, SASCY.com/guide, to get my completely free Lose Weight Biking Quick Start Guide so that you can get started with simple, doable weight loss today. That's SASCY.com/guide.